Okay, so Mark Weiner is the owner of this beautiful wooded RV park. These gorgeous giant trees on it. And he's agreed to let Alejandro, Lazado, and family, they have a 1-year-old baby, live here. That's Alejandro's new home that was donated by Chuck and Dale Bonanza from Estes Park, Colorado. And this is going to be his new lot, number 43. Westwood, California. Beautiful here. It's kind of high alpine desert. And Mark Weiner, who owns this park, reached out to us and said, hey, I've got some really nice spots for people. We'll give them a good deal. Well, he gave Alejandro's family a great deal. Alejandro's going to do some landscaping work for him in exchange for free place to park his RV. So, pretty amazing. And we're super excited about it. And Merry Christmas, Alejandro, Lazado, and family. And thank you, Bonanzas. And thank you, Mark Weiner. And thank you, everyone who helped make this happen. It's pretty awesome. Here they come.
Hello.
Mark, why'd you decide to help out Alejandro and these people that lost their homes in the fire?
Because they needed it.
You're a good man. Merry Christmas.
That's where I'm driving when
What's your name?
Alejandro Lazado.
So this is your fire experience. This is when you were leaving?
Oh yeah,
Was that the Paradise sign?
Yeah, that was 10 o'clock.
Oh wow.
No, that was not the Paradise sign.
No.
That was just a business sign.
It was 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Was traffic really bad?
We were like in the road for 12 hours without not moving.
Were you scared?
I was, but I was more focused on getting out.
Yeah. You had a 1-year-old baby?
Yeah,
with you?
my son and my ex-wife, Rachel.
Wow.
That was
scary.
it. But she's about 10:37.
So what happened that day?
It was a normal Thursday morning, and suddenly, between 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, everything became, engulfed in fire, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The fire was jumping, the embers were, actually the wind was they clocked it like about 60, 65 miles per hour, coming from the Highway 70, Pulga, where it supposedly originated the fire.
Did you get an evacuation notice?
No.
You just saw it coming?
Yeah, I was, actually, in fact, I was drinking a coffee in a Taco Bell.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I text my wife, Rich, and say, I want to see my son. And then moments later, the owner says, there's a fire. Like we always hear about fires. But then I turned around like about 45 minutes after he told me that, or half an hour. And I saw that, the smoke just coming out quickly, and then completely covered the sun. And it became kind of like orange, it completely became dark. So I started driving toward his wife's house, and tried to get my son, and try to, just a normal day to just go visit him. And she said, oh yeah, meet me in the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
About, I might say 5 minutes, just normal drive to get there. But it took me like at least to get there to where they were, like about 30 minutes.
Wow. And did they have a car too?
Yeah, but she ran out of gas.
Ah.
You know what I mean? So, I literally, it was kind of like a rescue thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was against the traffic, and then when we came out of her house in Clark Road, people were not letting us in. Suddenly somebody let us get out of the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it's like it took us, we did not move for almost an hour and a half. You know what I mean?
And your home burned?
Oh yeah, everything.
Were you a renter, or do you own your home?
My wife, owned,
Mm-hmm.
and I rent from
Yeah.
her. You know what I mean? So I was a renter.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But I owned, the fifth wheel that I
Sure.
had. You know what I mean?
Sure. Did you lose a lot of your equipment?
Yeah, everything. My trailers. My. Blowers, my
You got a landscaping
chainsaws,
business.
yeah, everything. it cleaned me out. You know what I mean? But I wish I can say the feeling that I had. It was more like an automatic switch came in, and just to get out.
Right.
Not to lose it. And even though we got into, when people get tense, we got in an argument like, she wanted me to go quicker.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was
You're
never.
stuck in
Yeah, I
traffic.
mean, I was stuck, and she got nervous, because of the baby, and suddenly my son started crying. But then, I guess because he was tired. It was early in the morning, and usually he wakes up at 3:00 in the morning, and then goes back to bed. Back to sleep like around 8.
How old's the baby?
A 1-year-old.
Okay.
His name is Jeremiah, and so he fell asleep. So we were able to cover him with a blanket. You know what I mean? And because the smoke after like around 11:00, before we hit the Skyway, the smoke was so bad. You know what I mean, that you couldn't even breathe. I mean, it was so bad and
Even
so
in
hot.
the car.
Oh yeah, because it's a old truck. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the smoke you can tell was coming in all the orifice, and it was not like a new truck that that's kind of airtight.
Were you frightened?
I was, and because we start seeing light poles coming down. You know what I mean? They were burning and coming down in front of us, so we had to zigzag it. You know what I mean? But I see the nature of people. They were scared. I mean, we all were. I believe were scared. And they were cutting in front of us. So we're making the the getting out harder. For the people that was kind of controlling. And one moment before it started getting so dark, I got out of the car and I ran like about 20 cars in front of me to see what was going on, because we were completely deadlocked. And then people just were like frozen in their cars, and they were like, they did not know what to do. And then suddenly, I don't know, it was a chief or somebody from the fire department came and he says, I asked him, well, what do you want us to do? And he says, just continue the course, don't move, don't turn around, just go. And I said, what, I'm gonna listen to the professionals. So
Sure.
and we continued. And I mean, it seemed like forever.
Yeah.
I mean, the minutes became hours, and the hours became a day, and we end up in Rayleigh's parking lot in Chico.
Okay.
About 2:00. So it took us from 9:00 to almost 2:00 to get out of there.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
But everybody's safe.
Yeah, I mean, and you see like a wave. I mean, cars just coming out. I mean, it was like an exodus. You know what I mean? And you can tell people just were like, they were not even. I don't know if they were conscious driving, but I mean, there were many people that were abandoning their cars because they ran out of gas or they were not able to drive it. So I believe that I mean, it was such a traumatic experience. And on Wednesday when I went back, I literally broke in tears. I the devastation that I saw there. I was there in the fire, but after the math, after the fire, you see the the damage all around, and even the little shop. Well, it was a big shop there, a tire shop. I was working, and a friend of mine, I went there, and it's nothing but a rubble. It's like a mountain, 30 feet high of nothing but metal. And the smell, it's just not the same. Like the fresh pine smell when when it rains, or it's not the same though. And there were a lot of working crews, everywhere. From PG&E to people that are collecting all the metal and all the stuff, and I with all that thing, I have seen the goodness of people.
Yeah.
There is a lot of help. That they're willing to, like in UKSU and James, Mark, and Mr.
Chuck and Dell.
Yeah, Chuck and they're willing to help us. We don't even have any relationship whatsoever.
Right.
Just as a stranger, but I see the goodness.
Yeah.
Of
Are
people,
you religious?
I believe, I have faith in God, and I believe in God. So
Sure.
But I am. I don't consider myself religious, but I believe in God.
Sure. Did you pray at all when you were?
I was kind of like, and I was talking to Rich, and I say, because she was angry because I was filming, and and I understand, she was like, come on, focus, and like say, I'm not moving, so
Right.
But I told her we need to pray and all this stuff, and we got into a scuffle, and but a
lot of stress.
Yeah, after we kind of were in the main road, the Skyway, that lead us to Chico. She kind of calmed down, and you can tell she was tense, and I was tense too as well.
Sure.
But I was thankful, you know what I mean, that I had my son next to me, in the car seat sleeping,
Yes.
and her, even though she was mad, and
Right,
we're
right.
not married yet, but it was still,
Yeah.
we're like working as a
grateful.
team, And it's funny because when we got to her house, I mean, we did not talk about anything, I mean, as my focus was my son.
Right.
Forget about the baby, book, forget about his present because it was his birthday coming up on 11/11/17.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And forget about all the stuff. So she grabbed some clothes from the, washer and put them in a baby bag, and we just got out. I mean, we did not care about anything else. I mean, it just, and his mother was there, so we told her mother, just get in the car and leave.
Right.
So she was about 5 to 7, cars in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was an amazing experience, but at the same time, when I went back, I realized that we were very blessed, to get out. I mean, if it could be worse, if it was like a Saturday,
Right.
where people are sleeping, you know what
Yes.
I mean? And I mean, Thursday morning is like a normal going to school type
Right.
of thing, and people are already waking up and getting the children ready and all this stuff, And I'm very grateful though, I'm telling you, it's all the rubbles and everything that I saw on Wednesday
Yeah.
this week, it doesn't compare nothing with the lives that got lost. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people that lost their lives.
So we were kind of blown away by how strong you guys are, and everything you've been through, and so we just kind of decided we had to do something. So I just want to see, Mark Weiner, the RV park owner. You guys worked out an arrangement where you're going to do some work for him. He's going to let you stay there for free, and Chuck and Dale, who donated, they both work for FEMA.
Oh, yeah,
And but they weren't donating as FEMA. They were donating as just two people who really have seen what happens in these disasters, and they wanted to do something to help. And then we have a whole bunch of people, a lot of them I don't even know, who have donated money to us so we can get families out of shelters and into RVs. Do you want to say anything to all those people?
I just want to thank everybody. I don't know you, but so hopefully someday I will know you. And personally, thank you though, because there is no words really to say, the gratefulness. But I know that one day in my heart, I feel like I want to pass it on. I want to be able to pass the torch, as you guys blessing us, me and my family. So thank you very much.
All right, brother. Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. You're welcome.